Welcome to Fabulously Flawed, where the perfectly imperfect come to shine. Marni, along with her sensational sidekick Taylor, are the mother-daughter duo that puts the fun in dysfunction. Every episode, we unpack the chaos of mental health while sprinkling in the sass of pop culture. We're here to share stories, laughs, and lessons that remind you to embrace your quirks and to never, ever let anyone dull your sparkle. So join us as we celebrate the beauty of being fabulously flawed. Let's get real, let's get raw, and let's get ready to add a little extra shimmer to your day.
Hey, fabulous friends. Welcome back to Fabulously Flawed. I am your host, and joining me, I am not going to do a drum roll, but I am going to, because I cannot do the drum roll, my delightful, dazzling, delicious daughter, Taylor.
Hello, my beautiful friends.
You guys, every episode is just going to be first thanking you all for listening, because when I see numbers and I'm like, people are actually listening.
Yeah, the gratitude that we feel is indescribable. Truly, like I can't.
And I have to thank everybody who listened to my 15-minute Tragic to Magic with Marni moments. We have that separate little segment where I have my what should you do advice, what I've written for Newsweek, and I explain the situations and why I wrote what I did. So it's really cool to break up the little bit.
Yeah, you guys should definitely listen to what my mom has to say.
Exactly.
It's so insightful and entertaining and
As
informative.
it's on our Fabulously Flawed, but I have a new intro that just says, hey, fabulous everyone, this is just Tragic to Magic, just so they know it's our little separate episodes, mini breakdowns of basically what we talk about. So this episode is called, I think we're all in agreement of this one, It's okay not to be okay. Now, I think Demi probably already wrote the song. However, in February of 2020, right before COVID, they interviewed me for Aventura magazine. I had a page, a full page.
Yes, you did.
And the headline was, It's okay not to be okay. So I started saying that, in 2019, when I first made my videos.
Yes. No, you've been saying that forever and ever. And now more people are just starting to.
So if anybody out there is listening and you're not okay, it is normal. You know, there's this facade that if you're not happy all the time, what's wrong with you? But that is the most absurd thing. It's, sometimes you'll look at me and you're like, what's wrong? And I know it's out of habit, but sometimes I could be in an ADHD hyperfocus, and that rage when you interrupt me, I'm like, what? It's not towards you. It's just, I was in such a deep ADHD hyperfocus moment. But even if I was dwelling or thinking, even if I wasn't okay, it's like, no, not really. At this moment, I'm hyper-focusing. But so when you look at someone and I know it's part of your healing. I mean, I scared the fuck out of you.
It is. Like, I do have to say in my defense, I for so many years, you like really weren't okay. So I'm traumatized that you're going to go back to those feelings that it's such a dark place.
There must be some
memory.
Sort of look or sadness to my face when you walk by at that moment, which reminds you, because I haven't been like that in years.
No, you haven't.
But
you haven't.
There must be, it's triggers. It's so normal. But maybe you could, sometimes say to yourself, okay, my mom's okay. She's not laying in bed. She's not crying. She's just having a moment.
I know. I'm still working on that. And, it's a work in progress for sure.
It's not my intention to snap at all. But sometimes I could be, I journal so much and research so much that there's so much to my life that all I do is think about, my life, not in a bad way, of course.
No, I get it. So I know your brain is constantly going, you're constantly thinking, and I have to remember that you are not depressed. I mean, you will always be depressed,
but I manage
You're
it.
Not actively.
I don't
depressed.
actively act depressed. I mean, I work on stuff. It's amazing. I was able to go apartment hopping with you when you were 3. I was amazing. It blows my mind that I was able to do such badass things, but going to the supermarket gives me anxiety. It's crazy.
I think, you know what? And I wish I had an answer for you, because I feel myself like getting like way more anxious for things that I shouldn't be so anxious about. I guess our mind just works in different ways. Like perfect example. I would be less anxious to like stand up at a restaurant and say, my name is Taylor and I don't know, I love Taylor Swift in like a restaurant full of people, that gives me less anxiety than like going to the nail salon and asking them to fix my chipped nail.
Okay, because I do that too. That's me. We are the same, obviously.
Yes.
Our apples don't fall from our orchards.
No.
Because people can't get close enough. When we do that, just like we've said on other episodes, wait, remind me to go back to this topic because I have a side note right now.
Okay.
Remember where we are.
Okay.
My ADHD is being effective right now.
Yeah.
We have new headphones and cords. When we were recording before, I was actually holding my hand in the outbox, whatever it's called. I don't even know.
Yeah,
but anyway,
we don't even know the correct terms.
I forgot the termination from this. But anyway, the terminology. So termination. Hey, Marni. It's menopausal brain fog. I don't identify as a menopausal person, but unfortunately, I was holding the cord in so we wouldn't have static inside our headphones. So right now to have it so clear with no cords and headphones, I am so grateful and fucking blessed for that alone. Think of it.
It makes it so much
right?
easier. And
Such
the
a
sound
simple
quality,
thing.
like now talking to you, the quality is like 10 times better.
Oh my
it's
God.
Like, wow.
You understand? We would hear.
We're like real podcasters.
So, totally. I know. You remember me talking about my friend Tara Glassman, who I had my 13th birthday with.
Yes.
She was gorgeous, and her mom let me live with her when I was 17 in between house hopping.
Yes.
Now Judy was the single mom, 3 girls struggling, and let me stay with her. Nobody else.
Good person.
Not what. Yep, there's a reason I'm going there. So Jolie, Tara's younger sister, I see her. She owns a boxing gym. Her body is just sick in South Beach, and she's always doing motivational videos. So I inboxed her if we can collaborate, if I can interview her. So she voice messaged me back this morning. Of course.
Oh
And
my
of course,
gosh.
she was like, so it must be a sign from her mom. Like Judy must be watching because she passed away.
Yeah.
Because first thing she was like, my mom loved you. And she did, because she was the only one, the struggling single mom who took me in.
Okay, I'm so excited that we'll have Jolie
Glassman.
on the
my
podcast.
God.
Okay.
Bring it. Yep. So we're going old school and MB, but she's in my heart. Tara and I, we had our 13th birthday together. We had not mitzvahs like you did. So I just had
to.
Seriously. So I can't wait to collaborate, and we'll go down to South Beach and interview this gorgeous badass who I've known her whole life. So
Okay, yay.
shout out Jolie. Okay. So what were we talking about?
I said the nail salon thing, my anxiety.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So we could see, I would never have remembered.
Yep. You told me remember, and I've been sitting here
Thank
thinking,
you
like,
so
don't
much,
get
sweetheart.
sidetracked, don't
Because
get
do you know what?
sidetracked.
People, my listeners, how many you are, would normally listen to my story and go, wait, what happened at the nail place?
I know.
So now I can tell you. Okay. So because we could stand in front of 5,000 people and do our thing, we know we don't care what anybody says, thinks, does, we're gone.
Right.
But when you go to the nail place, and those people, I want to turn on my recorder and then have it translated.
I know.
Because they're whispering about us.
I know, it's so intimidating.
And you know what it is? It's not that we're afraid to. It's just we don't want to be in that bad energy. And
I also think it's also like my fear of like rejection. Like, what if I went in and was like, "Can you fix my chip nail?" And they're like, "I don't know. It's so silly."
know what?
You guys are probably like, "What do you mean? That's their job."
What are you talking about? If you ever pulled up for gas and it goes, see attendant, I would drive away. I'm not going in to see the attendant. I'll keep going.
I know. I guess it's just social anxiety. Like, I just don't want to go into any situation where I'm uncertain of the outcome.
Exactly. Even you want to talk about ridic? I'm not trying to out-ridic you, but I'm just saying when we're at the office, I adore the ladies at the front. I adore Gladys. I adore Talia. I love them. But every time I go to the bathroom, it's like awkward. Like, do I talk? Do I not talk? I don't sit and make small talk and kibitz like I used to. I've become so reclusive, and I don't get it.
I'm the same way. I just, small talk gives me anxiety. Like, that is...
we're talking about preparing to go on the street and interview people, but we don't stay.
That's
but
different.
it's like wham bam, thank you ma'am, talk to you, leave, leave.
That's so different. It's honestly kind of like the complete opposite
I
of small
think if
talk.
I'm going to be Freudian, it's like, what if they already secretly judge us? Not that we care, but the way they look at us might be somewhat of a inner trigger that we don't even, a subconscious trigger, the way such and such used to look at us. And every time we pass someone, it makes us feel uncomfortable.
Like maybe,
I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
my issues go so much deeper, but as I'm like sitting here talking about it, thinking about things that like make me anxious, it's
For me, it's leaving the house.
well,
okay?
I know. I guess for me, it's just like the unknown outcome of a situation, whether that be talking to the lady at the coffee shop, placing my order. Like, I don't know what she's going to say.
You know what?
to
It's
me.
true,
Like,
because
it's
every
just-
time it's like, Tay, will you call like the Thai house? Because if you know we're going to pick up, you'd be like, no, can you do it? It makes you very uncomfortable. To this
It
day, you would ask
does.
me to call and make the doctor's appointment for you.
Yes, I
Oh no, the
don't-
worst is when you have to cancel a doctor's appointment.
I know.
Oh no, me too.
guys,
I would
don't
have
do well
severe
with that.
anxiety. I used to.
And it's the most. And
Why?
I wouldn't even say it's the most insane thing because it's not. It's so normal. Our whole thing is that it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to have all of these issues. But oh my gosh, why am I so freaking anxious when I have to like cancel things? And it's like, because I'm worried about how I'm affecting the other person and I don't put myself
Okay,
first.
not that you're talking literally or figuratively, but we're going to stay on this topic because my psychiatrist and psychologist that I used to go to, we used to go to as a family. But one time, all four of us and paid out of pocket $200 per person. So over the course of maybe 7 years, I think we've given maybe $20,000 to my psychiatrist / psychologist office. There's a reason. So I was struggling so bad, 2019, 2018, struggling. I had just relived my childhood with clarity and anger from going on, ADHD medicine.
Right.
So I couldn't get out of bed. Finally went to my appointment. They're like, well, that's going to cost you because you didn't cancel in time. Like I said, I was on my floor having a breakdown, but they would always throw that in there.
And that's why it's.
Oh, I'm not
mental-
finished.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I'm not finished.
Okay.
Mental health has to be free. These people worried about fakakta abortions. How that helps our country, I do not know. But giving everyone mental health care and fixing everyone and fixing the new babies coming in the world, that's a priority.
Yeah.
Okay. But back to my psychiatrist. So when I was going through my separation and all of my marriage troubles, I think COVID time, I would have my appointments and I was always saying, Daddy, I would always say, put it on my husband. My husband takes care of it because he always took care of the bills, the psychiatrist bills. So I guess because they were my appointments and our funds had been split, whatever it was, they said to me in July of 2021, I paid for every appointment monthly. I mean, my medication is like, I cannot survive. You know that. So they said, you owe $3,000. I said, how can that be? I have paid monthly. They go, oh no, this is back from 2017, this and that, from all the unpaid visits from, I guess, our family or whatever it may be. So Dr. Drucker said, I can't have you as my patient anymore, Marni. You owe a balance. And I said, wait. First of all, the world froze. A deer on my patio had just died. Literally, it's a symbol. Something's going to come to an end. And the psychiatrist I go to for abandonment issues abandoned me.
I know.
I mean, it's so sad. I'm like tearing up because I haven't been able to find a proper psychiatrist since then. I mean, I'm medicated and, my blood levels evaluated, but to be thrown away by your psychiatrist.
I know.
I mean-
I know.
Oh,
It's
okay,
I know. The mental health care in this country, there is
Nobody
so
wants to
much
talk
room.
about it. People are just fixated on this motherfucking stigma. What? Who out there is not nervous? Come on.
Well, that too, but what I was getting at
Oh,
is
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I'm wiping away my tears saying I'm so glad my lashes are off right now.
Oh my gosh. And of course you are. No, I was saying that there's so much room for improvement with mental health care in this country. First of all, the access to it, it's still so limited, which is angering and so saddening. But also those mental health care providers, obviously, there's still a lot of room for improvement in their
So
practices
much.
because what happened to you is unfortunate, and I hope that never ever happens
as
to
if I
anyone
couldn't-
because there are people out there who are truly struggling, and how when you go to that person, your savior, and then they kind of discard you. It's tough.
Talk
over
about
a money thing when
Kicking me down
I
when I
know.
am the most emotionally down client she's probably had in her life. And it wasn't just me random, it was my whole family. So losing that affected me with, just like I tell people to be happy, it's a domino effect. It became a domino effect.
Yeah.
And I fell apart. I mean, I went to the emergency room saying, I can't stop crying, help me. And then you came to me, but there was no 988 then.
I know. I'm so thankful for 988. I said this a couple episodes ago. I love wearing my 988 shirt or sweatshirt in public, and I'm waiting for the day for someone to come up to me and say, what's 988?
I don't know why
explain.
there are no much more thorough commercials with 988, why it's not mentioned every single fucking day.
Obviously, there needs to be more funding to
that's where we need to raise money for.
Well,
I have so many charities in my head.
It comes not to get political or anything, but the government needs to give more money to mental health, period. And that's why we're not seeing all these advertisements for 988, because they don't have the money to do so, Mom.
Okay, that's so heartbreaking to me. That really is. It's like they're worried.
They don't have the funding to advertise it the way they should.
Why?
I'm assuming it's a nonprofit organization.
I will say, though, the best thing that came out of Florida is recreational marijuana on the ballot.
Oh, yes, this November.
Yep.
Yes. It's
Vote yes, and then by May, in 6 months, bam.
Yes.
So
And I think that, and we say that because for me personally, marijuana has helped my mental health struggles so very much. And a lot of people don't have access to it now because it is, only medicinal, and it's expensive to, get the license, keep renewing the cards, the actual products is expensive. When it becomes recreational, you kind of get all of those fees of registration
and
the
yummy perks too.
Yeah, but eliminated, which I think will help a lot of people.
A lot of people too.
It's medicinal marijuana. It really does have medicinal benefits, especially for mental health.
I remember thinking, wait, there's so many people here, but they're here because it's for medicinal. I forget that it really works for certain people. Depression, sleepiness, anxiety.
My God, it helps me. My anxiety so much when I find myself going into a dark place, I'll, smoke and I'll be okay.
I'm la 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 la. I don't hear that. So you're still my little girl. I know.
You say that, but we're having a conversation about the benefits of it.
Okay. Let me finish my thought because I'm going to lose it. See, I lost my friggin' thought. Taylor, what was I saying?
Sorry, I just have a lot to say on that subject, especially for those of you who know me.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Years ago, nobody cared about politics. It wasn't such a big thing.
Well, but people cared, but it wasn't so mainstream.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So now you have all these college kids that can vote. So I don't see a lot of them not voting for recreational throughout the state of Florida.
Oh, wow.
From Tallahassee down to UM, who would not? Especially because nobody would have cared about voting before, but this is something I think they'd want on a ballot.
Oh, for sure. I think it will most definitely.
Oh my God, those edible gummies, like the really strong ass ones. But you don't like me. I don't take gummies because what happens to me is I don't stop talking.
Oh,
if you think I talk now,
my mom's sober. Speaks a million times a minute about a million different things at once, as you guys can probably tell. And when she takes edibles, most people, I wouldn't say most, a lot of people get quiet as a mouse, silent, mute. Nope, not my mother. She talks and talks and talks and talks, and it's to the point where I have to remove myself because we are two very different types of high.
Do you know what God's punishing me? Because when you were little, I used to give you Benadryl when we used to fly to make you sleep, but it turned you into the opposite, and you went up.
You've affected my tolerance to it because now I'm immune to it.
So now I know what you went through, so we each get it. So me, when I ate that edible, was you on Benadryl at 7 years old or 5 years old or whatever age we flew. So going back to it's okay not to be okay. My heart is breaking for almost every single person in Hollywood that I want to hug. I want to hug baby Justin Bieber right now. That video of him, okay. Anyone who's, you make fun of him, people have made fun of Amanda Bynes, anyone who's fallen apart in front of our faces, the world is made fun of.
Oh, they've been ridiculed, of course. I mean, the world is cruel. The world is cruel.
It's like, fix yourselves, people. What does it matter what she does, he does? How does it affect you? It doesn't.
I know.
So people just have so many fucking comments. Shut up, people.
It's internal anger. We know that.
But watching that new video with him, I can't even say his name, PD, holding Justin Bieber and that awkward smile. You want to grab him and hold him. Amanda Bynes, I still want to just hug her, and I want to send her a cameo to tell her I love her. She doesn't have to write back.
Is she on Cameo?
Yep. And she does it within 24 hours. And I want to say, please, can I interview you? I speak trauma. I love you so much, and the joy you brought us.
I had no idea.
Yes.
Amanda Bynes was on Cameo.
Yeah, I am so proud of her.
Oh, I know, because she disappeared for like 15 years or something like that, probably a little bit more. I'm not exact on my timing. And like I said, she found her I was hurting. Oh my gosh, she'll be hurting for the rest of her life. I really, really hope she's getting the help she needs. But she found her outlet in nail art, which
whatever, as long as she shows up every day and she is talking about her mental health openly, which is so I'm saying F a lot. I'm so sorry. Is so badass of her. I'm so proud of her. I'm actually so proud of everyone who came out of Hollywood, and they're calling it Hollyweird. I mean, it's so
fucking weird as
sad.
shit.
Tay, you don't understand
Creepy.
the thought that you had a very good possibility. You very could have. You were very bookable. You had the personality, and you had a mother here that I would never have put you in any danger, but I would have been the first one to say, if they said to stand under the slime, I would have pushed you under the slime.
Absolutely. I mean, parents just want what they think is best for their kids. You're also like, as a mom, like what I've realized is that you're also going through life for the first time as a mother. Like you are experiencing life at the same time as your kids. And this goes for mothers out there. So you're going to make mistakes,
As long as we learn from them, which I do. I don't mind. Making mistakes is amazing, guys. Make mistakes.
Yeah.
When you repeat them, then it's a choice. But when you learn from it, how else are you going to learn? When I listened back to my first, I know I have to get my nails done. I have broken nails. It's just, I'm so anal with my hands, but then I have my social anxiety. Like I only have so much emotional strength daily. So it's like, okay, I want to record with you. I have phone calls to make. I have emails to do. Okay, there's my energy allotment. Now to go to a nail place and have to, maybe talk, not talk. And the sensory sound I was never aware of that bothers me, but I love having manicured hands. So
I know it's like, if you know that you only have a certain energy allotment for a day, it's now allocated. Like, okay, Tuesday, I'm going to record with Taylor.
Exactly.
And then go get my nails done. And then Wednesday, I'll do the phone calls and the emails.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to.
A lot of us feel guilty for having downtime, but it is so healthy. And I know when Daddy and I were very unaware of what trauma was, what anything was, basically anything mental health. And I would be resting. It's like, why are you resting? And I'm thinking, because my brain won't stop and I'm depressed. But I didn't know how to say it then. I didn't know. And then you're shamed upon, get up, do this, do that.
And you know what? I had a really big realization yesterday too. I was talking to my two best friends and I was like, and I have been pretty mad at myself because I feel as if I've been very unproductive lately and not doing what I can be doing for myself, for my career, for my mental health and everything. Like, I just feel like I've not been sabotaging myself, but not doing what's best for me. And I was telling them yesterday, I'm like, my mind just never stops and never stops going, which tires me out. Like the reason I lay around so much and like I feel so unproductive is because I tire myself out with my thoughts constantly running, and I'm always so anxious and anticipating the worst and thinking, what's this? And I don't live in the moment ever. And I exhaust myself.
Yeah.
I literally exhaust myself. And I kind of just came to that realization when I was, having a talk with them yesterday of why I've been feeling these feelings.
And you know what we're going to do? We're going to have your your blood work done, and you're going to get on proper medication so you do not feel that way.
Yes.
You should not have to live that way. I used to live that way.
No, I know. And
it's like being emotionally sober. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, you are not taking care of your emotional sobriety. Okay. I do. I take my proper medication. I stick to my routine. I do things. I watch you doing things I used to do. You're over 18. I cannot force you and shove medication down your throat. However,
oh well, guys, my mom's making it sound like I'm not on medication.
Oh no, you are. I'm saying no.
Medication.
I want to find the proper medication because if you're feeling like this right now, there needs to be some adjustment made so you don't have those overwhelming feelings.
No, absolutely.
Ooh, chill.
No, I guess because I still am. I do things to help myself.
You're sitting here with me right now. You're not laying in bed sleeping.
No,
hello, that's a win. You woke up today.
A win. And I just told you a couple hours ago that it's now my main priority to do something good for my mental health every single day, because there are some days where I absolutely would, and then many days where I wasn't. And I think that's affected me negatively. And I come on my podcast, almost every day preaching mental health, but I don't always practice what I preach.
Many of us do not practice what we preach. I know,
but I really want to make it a priority too, because I have noticed that I just want to regulate my emotions more. I was down this weekend and over something that I shouldn't have let, affect me as much as it did. And that's just going back to that. But it's okay what I've been feeling.
Of course
it's
it
okay
was.
not to be okay.
Empty. But when it consumes you, then it becomes a problem.
Right. And it started to, and it's starting
and
to.
I was like,
and I want to,
I went in there, I was like, roll over. And it ain't happening.
Nip it in the bud. But I do want to just say, for anyone who at this very moment in time is feeling down, and you maybe feel like, and the other day when I was really upset, I had someone say to me, like, why are you so upset over this? It's not a big deal. Maybe not to you, but to me, it was a huge catastrophe in my life.
Because I was giving advice earlier.
Okay, so that person, I didn't want to, but was my mom.
Okay, it's so deep, but I was like, you knew not to put yourself in a situation, but it's okay. Do you know what? I'm so sorry. I had just woken up too, I think.
I woke I had woken my parents up at midnight from crying.
Screaming. And I was like, are you kidding me, Taylor? Shut the fuck up, is what I basically said.
Right.
Okay.
It was, and I just had felt that you were invalidating my feelings. But guys, what I did was I said to you the next morning, I was like, I'm not saying this in a rude way at all, but it didn't seem like it was a big deal to you, but to me,
what I did was I told you not to go in the emotional line of fire, and you put yourself in an emotional line of fire. So it was self-inflicted. I said, don't put yourself in an emotional line of fire, but you said, I'm going to go anyway. And little electric came at you. You put yourself there. I told you not to go, and you did. So let's leave it at that, okay? Because I get to bottom lines. I don't want to hear, well, like Taylor said to me, my friend, someone that she knew from a long time ago said, oh, we're going to read your mom's book. And remember you told me, and I was like, oh my God, we love them. They said they were going to read the book. And I ran into her. I go, did you like the book? She's like, I didn't read your book. And I was like, oh, so words
are the cheapest commodity around.
Words are the cheapest commodity around. People will tell you anything. Show me, don't tell me. Show me, don't tell me. Show me, don't tell me.
I know.
So you were not mad at me, sweetheart. You were mad at yourself because you went in the emotional line of fire. Like little laser beams coming at you.
Yeah. My whole point of that was that it's
okay, not to be okay.
Well, that too, but always just like communicate, like if you are upset and someone makes you feel worse about being upset over something, instead of like...
Or if they don't understand, don't say it makes you feel worse.
Right. Well, unintentionally, maybe it makes you feel worse. To communicate, like I think communication is like the most important thing like on this planet, aside from being kind and compassionate to others. Communicate all of your thoughts and feelings. It's just healthier for you.
And
like it's
why
healthier
would
for your mind.
Judge someone? You're not in our shoes. We're not in the same journey. We're not in the same head. So when I see people like people are so negative, even like whether it's Taylor Swift, whether it's anybody, people have something to say. And I think that's why I don't care what people say about me.
Oh, yeah.
Lord
and what people say about us is absolutely none of our business.
It's none of our business what people say. But people are so angry. And it's like, I want people to just take that energy and fix yourself and stop deflecting. So when somebody yells at you at the supermarket in traffic, they're just mad at something in their life. And that's why everybody needs to stop. Instead of stop, drop, roll, stop, freeze, fix yourself.
Yes. Yes.
In school.
Stop, freeze, fix yourself. Yes.
Brianna, if you're listening, stop, freeze, fix yourself. Because that is what our government and Supreme Courts and judicial people need to be focusing on, is fixing everyone, and all the babies that are coming into the world need to be fixed before they start talking ABC, I love me. That is it.
Yeah.
And the people right now, there should be nothing more important than our mental health getting fixed. I'm getting very passionate.
No,
and
as you should, because
I've wanted to film myself and send this message. I haven't, because I have been so depressed over my weight gain. Yes, it's relative. I have spent my entire life focusing, I'm just using this passion because I have wanted to speak about this, but the way I looked at myself on camera, I didn't recognize myself. The past few years with menopausal stuff and cortisol, I'm like, what the hell is that? Face bloat, this bloat, metabolic shutdown, like what is happening to me? I've always been young and fun and vibrant and looking a certain way, and I became unrecognizable to myself. So then we filmed, and I took one look at my side angle. the bloat just shows up, and I can't do this. And it depressed me because you get depressed when you're not doing what you love to do. And I love being in front of a camera.
I know.
And talking. So the fact that I've lost a few pounds right now, it's just, I feel comfortable in my own skin again.
Good.
So
I'm
excited.
happy because to me, you've always been beautiful, but I know everyone is their own worst critic. Oh my God, I'm a victim of criticizing myself to the nines. Like I get it.
Remember when they say life is short, eat the cake, and we were in New York for the summer, not last summer, the summer before, and I did the taste test of who has the best chocolate fudge cake in New York.
Yes.
I would never, though, have done that in my entire life up until that moment. Like the butter with lobster.
That was a huge healing moment for you. Seriously, like a big step you overcame. I'm not even kidding.
I don't know if I ate every piece every night, but I know I sampled almost every chocolate cake in New York. And I still don't know.
You should, Mom.
Right? But I still don't know who the winner was, because at that point it was just
good.
I was wearing leggings. And remember, I did a picture on the street with my arm up in the air like I was posing for Dancing with the Stars. And I was like, why is my arm so flabby? What the fuck? And so it's been a really hard struggle the past few years, but I finally am starting to resemble myself again and feel like Marni again.
That's all I've ever wanted for you is to be happy and feel good, because I know you've had a lot of times in your life where you haven't felt very good.
Spots on this sparkled leopard is not going to change. I can modify my behavior with things, but I am always going to want to wear jeans and bodysuits and my ponytail and feel great in my clothes.
Of course.
I have never had clothes be tight on me my entire life. Since I'm 20 years old, all of a sudden I went to put on clothes and I can't button them.
But you did something about it, and you're healing your mind too with not being so, I mean,
I'm still obsessed about it, but I was neurotically obsessed before.
I do think you are
notched
healing.
It down a level of obsessiveness.
I do think you are healing yourself a little bit. We're getting there, baby steps. You remember, you have a lifetime of trauma when it comes to your physical appearance.
Yeah.
Like I say, we're going to remind our listeners about, my discovery with you is that you were taught that what's on the outside matters more than what's on the inside, and it stayed with you.
Yes.
And that's why you're so fixated on how you look.
Oh, it'll always be that way. It's just, I think I need to elaborate on our next episode more about being such a good person, because there are people you meet, there are DJs you hear on the radio. You don't look at their face, you hear their sound, like the voice. It's not about a physical something.
Oh God, no. Of course what's on the inside is 1,000 million jillion % more important than the outside.
Wait, your nails look really pretty. I just have to say that.
Oh, thanks. Thank you so much. Yeah, I have to have my nails done at all times now. It just makes me feel better about myself.
See, that's such a self-help thing, because I went so long with no nails. And
I also I went years feeling so gross and like a foreigner in my own body. So now I do little things like always having a manicure just makes me feel
You look so
prettier.
dainty.
Yeah, I think.
My dainty dog. Well, there's another D word.
Literally, that's the best compliment ever.
Because you haven't been dainty in a while.
Ever in my whole life. I just, as you guys know, I just lost like 60 pounds, and I'm starting to see people who haven't seen me since before the weight loss. And never in my life, ever have I been told, wow, Tay, you look so skinny. You look amazing. I've always been healthy. Then I wasn't healthy for many years. Now I'm healthy again. And
if you want to know what you're going to look like pregnant, look at the samba roll picture, because that was me. So basically, just
what my
genetically.
Mom says my samba roll picture is, she forgets that not everyone knows.
But I love how we're sitting here just talking.
I'm obsessed with Dancing with the Stars, and my friends and I would try to do the samba rolls that they do, and someone took a video of me doing it. And
heaviest.
Let's just not say she didn't capture my best angles. So now when I refer to me at my heaviest point, I just say samba roll. Yeah.
So, and guys, also our amazing, fabulous store, Fabulously Flawed with 2Ds.net on Etsy. People, guys, trust me. It'll make you smile going through our products.
Yeah. Please give it a look. Send it to your aunts, your sisters, your brothers, your uncles, everyone.
Oh, in one of our episodes, we talked about the gunkle, the gay uncle. Brianna made a product and somebody just favored it or bought it.
About
the gunkle.
The gunkle. Oh, because there's so many gunkles out there.
Gunkles rule, honestly.
Gunkles rule.
Except mine.
So guys, just,
stay strong.
And still in your brain that it is okay not to be okay. Please don't let the stigma surrounding mental illness make you feel worse than you already do. Please.
It's confidential if you want. You can do it through text, through call 988. They're there. It's a crisis center, but also if you're having an emotional day, if you want someone to talk to, they are there. If you're panicky, if you're sad, depressed, if you're worried about someone, please take advantage. That's why
Right.
it's
It
there.
doesn't just have to be you when you're at your absolute lowest, having these dark suicidal thoughts. It could be you're stressed over an exam, you're stressed over a relationship. Use every
it
resources
doesn't matter.
available to you. Yeah.
You could be your yoga class canceled. What are you going to do? For you, it could be traumatic. There's no level of what
Right.
is
No
considered.
trauma is considered worse than the others. And you also have us.
Exactly.
We are the most non-judgmental,
I think
informal people.
once people start seeing us on camera and we start our actual interviewing people, which I'm finally ready to do because of my appearance, whatever, it wasn't my time before.
Yeah.
That being said, I want everybody to live in the moment. All we have is now. Be the shiniest star in the sky. Never let anyone burst your bubble. Never, ever, 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 ever let anyone dull your sparkle. We are sending everybody so much love.
Tremendous amounts of it always.
So much peace. We love you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
See
Until
you
next time.
episode.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Fabulously Flawed. Remember, we drop new episodes every Tuesday and Thursday, so be sure to subscribe and never miss a moment of this dazzling duo. Craving more sparkle? Head over to fabulouslyflawed.com for exclusive content, episode archives, and more. And don't forget to check out Fabulously Flawed on Etsy for tons of amazing products that are sure to brighten your day. Be sure to follow us on socials to keep the conversation going and become a part of our Fabulously Flawed family. Until then, keep embracing your beautiful imperfections and remember, never let anyone dull your sparkle.